picking up some shit. I got my AC unit. I'm going to replicate these off of my buddy's Ford. These are Edelbrock, not Edelbrock, Flowmaster mufflers. So I love the sound that these make. So he went and got his mufflers redone. So I'm going to replicate these mufflers brand new for this build, because that's the sound that I want to have on this build. So again, here's the AC unit. I got to get this cleaned up. Touching up some body work on the top and this back right panel and a corner over there and right across here. That's about it. And then other than that, going to probably pick up a frame from a fella to save me some trouble on this frame notch that the previous owner did. That way I don't have to spend money on that frame notch. So I'll probably end up paying for a new frame and throwing my tires on it and rolling the frame, rolling this one out, rolling the new one in, setting the body back down on there, and like I said, getting these floor pans done. Next thing is sandblasting the hood and sandblasting the trunk and finish welding the trunk. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with the original style spoiler on the back, the design, instead of my design. So I gotta knock all that sand, I gotta sand all that Bondo off. And right now, getting some bolts and some miscellaneous parts together, hopefully to get that person to sandblast. So I'm glad I just remembered that. So let me try to figure out where I put it. I'm pretty sure it's in this box. But grabbing some parts that I need sandblasted, and so that way I can paint them. And then I need to get them some parts powder coated, and probably gonna try to find somebody that can do a little bit cheaper 3D printing, and like this right here. I can get that sandblasted, get that paint off of there. So I'll get some 3D printing done, and for this Holley dash, if I'm going to go that route, I definitely need to find somebody that could do that. But that's just connectors, sand, Bondo stuff. I got my transmission hoses from the transmission hooked to your transmission cooler. I got them in there, hooks to your radiator, transmission cooler, and got them in there. I'm gonna see about getting them joints powder coated. I got a bunch of stuff in there I want to get powder coated, and that stuff's definitely right there going to get sandblasted. But transmission cross member, sandblast. I might leave it black. I'll leave it right there for now. But about to take this somewhere, clean this up, get all this gunk off of this here. All this old AC unit box seal. You see this heat warped this a little bit here, but I've ran into the same encounter. We got us a crack right there. It's probably got some mice in it. I think that's for like a drip tray or something. I'm not sure yet. Like I said, I'm new to this budget build here. So, going to continue on that. I said these are burnt up Flowmasters, but they have the name, serial number, and everything on there. These are over 30 years old. So I'm hoping to replicate this sound here. Now, it's a low muffled sound. Not a loud roar, it's a low muffled sound. I can't get the new upgrade, Jeep Cherokee upgrade steering column shaft because of its inside grease and the little rubber outlet. I probably can, I'm just not gonna do it yet. So like I said, I'm body working this. Got to get all this stuff smoothed out here on top. Should be flattered and pancake asses. Got a little spot right here I finished up. You'll be able to see it in the body work. But all this is sand down to bare metal, and then Rust-Oleum self-etching primer and a little bit of body work. And right now, tightening up this body line here, where it definitely took a scrape. So I'm trying to get this as much natural body line as possible, and I have all the way down. I just got a bunch of stuff to tighten up, make it look bright. And it's like I said, it's fucking 120 degrees in here. So there's my valve covers that I bought. They came 100% painted silver already. So I'm not going to use them. I'm going to stick to all factory 5.3 going on this engine here. So I got my valve covers down here getting powder coated. Gloss white, timing covers, gloss white, powder coat, gloss white, gloss white. Same guy doesn't want to do the engine itself powder coat. So I'm going to see about getting these new heads that I just purchased. 706 5.3 heads. See about getting them. These are not from the original engine then, because I purchased them, but they are the same make and model as the 5.3 short block, same ones I got. Mine just have a scar problem. They got a little scarred. So other than that, when I take the hood and trunk, I will take both doors to get sandblasted, and I have to tape off my shaved door handles. That way they don't mess with the shaved door handles. Thinking about doing the air filter connectors. And like I said, here's the power steering pump. All this stuff's probably core charge. Core charge on that to upgrade, because I had my alternator, ICT alternator bracket down there getting powder coated also. And then these new door hinges that I bought, we're not going to be able to do them because they have been welded there and also crimped shut on that there. So if they was not crimped shut and welded shut, we would be able to paint these powder coat, but not going to. So I got to do some cleaning up down here. I got to air my tires up on this and knock these insides out, but it's gotta wait. I gotta wait until it cools down. I said it's over 100 degrees out here where I am, and I said this whole floor pan is going to be custom built. Back seat delete, throwing in some stock rail. I'm going to get on this new frame or this old frame, whichever route I take. I'm going to get a bar welded from one side to the other to reinforce the rear end from twisting, probably one or two of them. Chopping this cross member out because I'm going to lift the car, so the drive shaft hump won't need to be there anyway, because it's just there 3 feet above the rear axle drive shaft line anyway. So get rid of that and throw some stock rail down there and just make this all flat and square. That way I can get my seats in here and get a good idea of. I also got to get my dash bolted in there. So that's another reason why I'm down here, is to get everything for my dash that I need to try to get this weight knocked off of it, so I can fiberglass it, so I can put my other stuff together on it and try to really get some sort of a dash setup ready to go. That way I can run these tail lights and start hooking up this stuff and put a battery in there and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll be doing a trunk delete. Got everything self-etched and primer. It looks real good on this side here. No dents, no dings, no nothing like that, all the way down and around. I still got to do the inner fender lip right here around, and on the sides, sand it, a little bit there and a little bit there. But mostly trying to work on that firewall self-etching primer and these inside door areas self-etching primer. Then I'm going to work on this here and finish this edge on both sides, that inner trunk top lip, and then the inside here, and then around, of course, the windshield area. That way it's all, don't have any kind of crap holding it in there. Got that knocked down, and then eventually we'll move to the underneath side. Got to get some more jack stands. So there's a bunch out there for quite a bit. And I got these tires, came with the car. They've held up for 2.5 years. Probably some $30, $20 tires, but they've held up for about 2.5 years. So, I mean, you know, I should have never painted the firewall. I painted it black, but I should have never painted it, just messing around, just to see what it looked like. And that's when I got the idea to do a black and white checkerboard. And then everything else, you know, I just have to tie it in really good. But my main goal is I got my tag, the tag that holds the tag. I'm gonna get that powder coated white. So just some small stuff tightening up, and then, you know, I was gonna buy all the nuts and bolts and little plugs and rubber grommets and everything that go in these seals and these holes and everything. But I'm just gonna hold off on that because I'm just gonna start running this wire, get this box built, get this dash up here. That way I can hook some switches and hook a 12, 15 volt battery, 30 volt battery, 45 volts, 25, 75 volt battery up to it. And get some headlights and some tail lights ran. But like I said, the same guy wants to sell me the frame, wants to sell me a radiator core support. And he's the same guy that sold me that hood. So he didn't want too much for either one of them. But kind of in a pickle right now. I've already paid the guy for doing some sandblasting, and then I end up giving him a whole bunch of more stuff to do. So I got to pay him to do the sandblasting, which is quite a bit of stuff. So hopefully they're going to be able to go pick some of that stuff up tomorrow sometime. And I said I'll be down here in the middle of the night a few times trying to get most of this surface rust off here and tighten this up like this here all the way down. See, all this is fresh sanded and painted all the way to right there, where I was just messing with this because I'm not trying to get dirty today. But you see, this is clogging up right here. That's why you got to have a brush next to you. It's clogging up. That's 60 grit Durablast or Duragold. But I'm trying to keep these natural lines. And the only place that I have to touch up on this one is right there where I was scraping that paint off and fucking jabbed a razor blade in there. Fucking crimped that up. That's the only place that I have to mess around with this here. So I have it tuned in real nice right here on this body line. I got that sucker straight. Natural body line all the way down. I just got to come down here and fine tune it. Knock this in here. Round these out. It definitely took some sort of something back there, but it had, you know, it had other shit going on. Like me and a guy, we thought we was badass and was a little more hyper than we should have been. Throwing these floor pans in and blew right through the fucking floor pans and blew right through the floor with a fucking $100 welder right there. I mean, blew right through everything. So I went ahead and cut all this metal out myself and found a guy that can do all of this metal work for me for $95 an hour. So stay tuned on that. See what we come up with. Hell, I might turn this thing into a motherfucking Malibu. Might turn this motherfucking car into a Malibu, and then I might fix the floor pans and sell it to you. So stay tuned.